So just days after Canelo Alvarez was removed from the WBC rankings for failing to enroll in their clean boxing program, which includes Vada testing, Canelo Alvarez has taken it upon himself to sign up for year-round Vada testing. This ostensibly is a good move on two counts. One, because Canelo needed to address his public image, which had taken a hit since his two failed PED tests earlier on this year. And number two, because we want to see more clean athletes in the sport of boxing, right? Particularly high-profile athletes like Canelo. So on those two counts, ostensibly, this is a good thing. And I guess it surprised a lot of people because people were really painting Canelo dirty after those two tests. And now that he's come and signed up for year-round Vada testing, it's going to be difficult for people to uphold those accusations going forward. However, here's what I will say. I have long said, and I mean long said, we're talking about for years, that certain high-earning, high-profile boxers, or maybe several, have got convenient relationships with certain anti-doping organizations. That is my belief and my contention. I certainly don't have any hard evidence to back up that belief or contention, but that's why it's only a belief or a contention. That's why it's only a belief, should I say. Yeah? I don't have any hard evidence to back up the contention. That's just my belief based upon knowing the nature of human beings, based upon knowing the fact that money talks and BS walks, based upon many major fighters over the years coming out publicly and claiming that the vast majority of top professional pugilists are on performance-enhancing substances. People like Mike Tyson, people like Tony Thompson, many other fighters over the years. Paulie Malignaggi recently. Paulie Malignaggi did a pretty extraordinary interview. I think it was with Fight Hype. It was either Fight Hype or IFL. I think it was Fight Hype. And in this interview, he said, if you, as a professional boxer, are not on performance-enhancing drugs in 2018, your career is going nowhere. It is the view of Paulie Malignaggi that performance-enhancing drugs are so important in terms of enhancing your performance, and they're so widely used at the highest levels in professional boxing that if you're not taking something, you're at a major disadvantage, and therefore your chances of succeeding at the top level are slim to none. That is the contention of Paulie Malignaggi. That's how deep he takes it. So I'm not sure if he's spoken to this theory that, or claim actually, well, let me just say theory. I'm not sure if he's spoken to this theory that many top boxers have got convenient relationships with certain anti-doping organizations, but, you know, how else would he explain how so many, in his view, how so many top fighters can allegedly be on certain substances and not be getting caught when many of them are signed up to these anti-doping programs? How would he explain it other than convenient relationships? That's just a question I'm putting out there. Anyway, I'm not saying that is the case for Canelo Alvarez. I'm not saying that he has a convenient relationship with Vada or anything like that. All I am saying is this is something which a lot of people believe goes on in boxing. I certainly believe it goes on. I can't single out particular fighters and say it's this one or that one or the other one. I can't do that because I don't know. But I have to put it out there in terms of being objective, presenting the other side of the argument. Personally, I have no idea if Canelo Alvarez is or isn't taking anything. I mean, he was caught with something in the system. We know that. He says it was from contaminated meat. I don't know whether or not that's true. I've got no idea. I don't know how plausible that explanation is. I'm not a professional in the world of anti-doping. So what I will say about Canelo though is the WBC in the immediate aftermath, and I think one of the other sanctioning bodies, were very quick to exonerate Canelo Alvarez. Very quick. And I do have to wonder whether, if it had been a different boxer, someone who's not so high profile and high earning, whether they would have been so quick to exonerate him. That's what I have to wonder. So, yeah, I want to give both sides of the argument here. Bottom line is, Canelo was signed up to Vada, and personally, I'm happy because I like watching Canelo Alvarez. I think Canelo is a fantastic fighter. I think he's very skilled. I think he has improved massively over the years. I was looking forward to the Triple G rematch, even though when it was first announced, I was kind of shrugging my shoulders and wasn't really too hyped for it. The closer it got, the more I was looking forward to seeing if it would be any different second time around. If we could have a definitive winner, because first time it ended in a draw. Second time I was looking forward to seeing how it would end up. So I'm glad Canelo was signed up to Vada testing. Hopefully we can see the Golovkin rematch in September. I want to shout out to Jasper, who kind of gave me a heads up about a Japanese middleweight called Murata, who I've never actually seen fight, but apparently he's a big deal in Japan, according to my friend Jasper. And he believes that Team Golovkin are interested in this Murata fight, potentially in Japan, because it could be a big money spinner for him. And I guess the implication being an easier, more winnable fight than the Canelo rematch. And perhaps they'd pursue that first before taking on Canelo. That would be a strange move for Triple G, in my view, because he's got mandatory obligations. Surely he wants to fight Canelo again at some point because it's a massive payday. Let's say Gennady Golovkin knows that he's living on borrowed time, which I suspect might be the case because he's not getting any younger. The competition is getting more difficult to defeat. You know, Varnes Martirosyan and a late substitute notwithstanding. So he must be at the stage in his career when he's looking to maximize income from every fight. And so a Canelo rematch surely has to be on the agenda. Now, to put several mandatories in between now and a Canelo rematch, I don't know how wise that would be, because the mandatories are not exactly cupcakes. Yeah? These are top guys, young guys, dangerous guys, powerful guys. I'm not sure how, from a business perspective, sensible that would be for Gennady Golovkin. I'm not sure whether he'd want to go down that route, you know, before taking on Canelo in the rematch again. So my suspicion is, and maybe I'll turn out to be wrong, that he will take the Canelo rematch in September. That is my suspicion. And there's already been positive feedback from Golovkin's team with regards to Canelo signing up to Vada. They've said this is a step in the right direction. This is a good move. So hopefully we can get a rematch on and settle this beef between the two fighters once and for all. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you happy that Canelo was signed up to Vada? I certainly am. And I'm looking forward to seeing him in not just the Golovkin rematch, but hopefully against many of the top fighters at middleweight, because there are so many good fighters coming through now. The middleweight division has been relatively shallow when it comes to talent. Over the past few years, you've had Golovkin at the top, Danny Jacobs, you've got Billy Joe. Other than that, there really hasn't been anybody. Peter Quillin, I mean, I never really rated Peter Quillin. Andy Lee, you know, he's alright, but these were not fighters who were lighting up the middleweight division, you know. Outside of the top three, you know, Golovkin obviously, Jacobs, Saunders, Canelo, well, top four. Outside of that, it's pretty barren, and it has been for a while. And even for the majority of Golovkin's reign, Danny Jacobs wasn't really doing much at top level. Let's be real. Neither was Billy Joe. So it's only in the past year or two that the middleweight division has started to get a little bit interesting, particularly with Canelo stepping up, you know? But now, it's getting a bit deeper in terms of the talent. You got Charlo, who's just stepped up. You've got this Eastern European guy who's Golovkin's mandatory, whose name I dare not try and pronounce again because I keep butchering it. Until I hear a commentator say his name, I'm not even going to try to say his name again. You know the guy I'm talking about, right? It's a deeper division now in terms of the talent. So it's getting exciting. And Canelo against any of these guys should be interesting as far as I'm concerned. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below, people. It's Hatman, I'm out.